friend of mine. You're gonna love her. Please welcome Amy T.
All right, keep it going for Steve Halligan, everybody. Look at this crowd. You guys are fantastic. Yeah, I feel like some of you are just looking at me like, what bathroom is she going to use? It's the one with the shortest line, I'm going to tell you that right now. Does anybody care about that? No, what do you care about? Just wash your hands when you're done. That's all we care about, right? Because we've all been in a public restroom where someone would just leave without washing their hands. Right? They'll flush and rush, if you will. Then you'll see the sign in the mirror that will say the employees must wash their hands before returning to work. What about the general public? How to maybe routine hygiene? I always thought a more appropriate sign should read, "Hey, you nasty beast, rinse the tips," at the very least. I have a friend of mine that comes over my house and she doesn't wash her hands after she goes to the bathroom. Then she touches all my shit. Yeah, I don't like that. If I invite you over for dinner and you ask what you can bring, it's not hepatitis C. You guys, all right. All right, you all on board the bus? I don't like to be Captain Obvious by Katie Lane haircut, but are we good? Let's take this bitch for a ride. All right. Because you can't always tell. You can't always tell when people are gay or straight, right? My friends and I, we play this game all the time of where people watching at the mall or whatever, we'll look at people and be like, lesbians or sisters? Sometimes it's hard to tell. Lesbian, maybe an animal shelter volunteer. Lesbian, a middle-aged woman from Maine, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell when you're out in a club, too, like whether a woman's gay or straight, or that ever-popular bi, which I've come to determine means buy me another drink. 3-beer queer. Look, I don't care what team you play on, just finish the game you started. All right, you guys are all right. All right. I figured I'd dip my toes in, but I'm going waist deep. You guys are all right. Because I don't always know with the audience, I don't always know what I'm going to get, especially in this like political climate. I'm a little, skeptical sometimes, And I was doing a show that I asked to do a show this summer up in Claremont, New Hampshire. All right, and if you don't know where that is, it's far. And just when you think you're almost there, it's another 100 fucking miles past that. Like, it's far, And so I got asked to perform at this campground. I'm not bragging. I want you to be like, oh my God, she does the campground circuits across America? They got her here? It's pertinent to the story, right? So I'm already like a little hesitant, right? And I'm trying to feel the audience out, and I'm dipping my toes in, and I did that little stick, right? And the guy in the audience yells out at me. He goes, "You carpet muncher." Who says that in the 21st century? Carpet muncher. I looked him dead in the eyes. I was like, at best, I clean a hardwood floor. Maybe a small area rug. The whole fucking carpet? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll go back in the closet when you go back in the basket, you asshole. Like, I don't get political at all. I don't like to talk politics on stage or anything. But can we just all agree, like, Trump's brain is what happens when syphilis goes undetected for like a decade? Can we just agree with that? Oh my God. I got nervous, right, when he was doing repeal and replace, right? I got nervous. I thought I was going to lose my health care, And I hadn't been to the doctor in like 15 years. So I'm like, oh shit, I better go to the doctor, while I have health care. And it's a lot different going to the doctor when you're in your 40s. It's more than height, weight, and blood pressure and stuff. Now they start sending you for tests. And I wasn't ready for tests, And so I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for the doctor to come in. And the doctor comes in and he's like, Amy T, I want you to strip down everything, including your bra, but I want you to leave on your sneakers. And I said, why? He said, well, you're going to run on the treadmill. There's not a woman in this audience that wants to run across the stage without a bra on, am I right? I said, I don't understand. He goes, well, I'm going to strap all these things to your chest. I said, I know. That can read through 7 layers of skin, organs, tissues, bones, and you're going to tell me it can't get through a spandex cotton blend? I said, do you get to wear your underwear? He goes, well, yeah. I go, well, these are my chesticles, and I want them strapped down if I'm going to be running a marathon for the next 15 minutes. Then they sent me for an internal ultrasound. Ladies, yeah, all up inside me, Amy T. And I'm already nervous and anxious as it was, right? And the nurse comes barging in and she just starts barking at me. She's like, is there any chance that you could possibly be pregnant? Right? Like, I need you to feel the temperature of the room, you know? So she's yelling at me. She's like, well, how do you know? What kind of birth control do you use? Girls. Bring it, bitch, because we can go all day. Then she pulls out like this 4 or 5 foot wand, right? Like, it is this big. It is this big. Now look, I know I look like a porn star and all. But I was fairly certain I couldn't handle all that. And with absolutely no bedside manner or foreplay skills whatsoever, she just shoves the thing inside me and starts shifting me like a NASCAR at the Daytona 500. So after a couple of minutes, I look up, I was like, hey, Dale Jr., slow down. Because you're about to hit the wall. You see that double entendre there? Yeah. Oh, I don't care if there's anything ever wrong with me ever again. I am never going through that again, ever. Oh, I had blue lube from head to toe. No, I'm not doing it. And I'd seen enough episodes of SVU to ask for a rape kit when it was over. Like, I know. Hashtag me too. So wrong. I'm excited. I'm celebrating my wedding anniversary in a couple weeks. We've been married 5 years. Yeah, no, this is my 3rd marriage, so, I know I'm really good at being married. Like, in defense of me, I married and divorced the same woman twice. I swear to God. Because after a couple of martinis, you fall back in love again, and it's just the whole thing. Why I'm 8 years sober. Because it was getting super expensive, right? Give her the house, take it back. Give her the house, take it back. I'm a comic. She gave me the house, then she took it back, and then she gave me, and then she just took it with her. But yeah, my wife and I were celebrating our anniversary. We got married on Martin Luther King Day, which was a very important date to me, because I thought it was a great way to celebrate our civil rights, and then I thought it was also a great way to honor all the black men that she had dated before me. Plus, it was a Monday, and it was way cheaper, and that was more important to me. Love my wife. I got a little pet name from my wife. I like to call her Rosetta Stone, because she thinks she's fluent in French, but it really means every single sentence starts with we. Like, we have to do the laundry. We have to shovel the driveway. We have to get an oil change. We. Which quickly translates into wah, wah, wah. So imagine how excited I was when we got married. Yeah, because now we can pay down my credit card debt. I am bilingual. I love my wife. I'm glad the holidays are over, because my wife isn't the greatest gift I sound like a spoiled, rotten, only child brat, but like, my wife likes to give me gifts that she wants for my celebrations. Like, somehow I end up with a sweater that looks fabulous on her, or a piece, right? Like, or a piece of jewelry she's been eyeing on Etsy, makes it into my Christmas stocking or whatever. And so now we no longer celebrate Valentine's Day anymore, because after last year's debacle, we just decided we're gonna hang that holiday up. Last year for Valentine's Day, I opened up 6 weeks to the Brazilian butt lift, the 3 DVD set. That was my gift, right? I opened this gift up, I'm like, this gift sucks. And she's like, no, honey, that's not for you to do. That's for me to do for you so that I have the Brazilian butt lift. I said, well, if that gift was actually for me, shouldn't you have started on New Year's Day? So that by 6 weeks later, you would have the ass that goes with this gift? Because right now, I just have coffee table coasters and you don't have the ass, so. We've both been put on a little bit of weight since we got married, you know, that we put on that like honeymoon hunk. You know that like that 10 pounds that you put on the honeymoon, you're like, oh, when we get home, we're gonna take it off. And then you get home and you're like, fuck it, this is the cow you bought. Like, this is I don't know where we're at. I decided though, like I was like, all right, I got to get back to the gym because I have my goal weight. I just want to fit back into my underwear again. Do you have any idea how fat you have to get that your underwear doesn't fit anymore? Because that's how fat I got. All right. There's a lot of given underwear. Gave mine all up. Like I was actually giving myself lymphedema in my left leg because I got so fat. I love my wife. Oh my God. I joke about my wife. I joke about the third time being the charm, but honest to God, the sun rises and sets on her. This is what I tell my wife. I tell my wife that I feel like the universe tailor-made her and hand-delivered her to me. I know, isn't that a great line? Guys, put that one in your back pocket, because that's a good one. Because if you find yourself single again, you can use it. Don't try to use it tonight, because then it'll get awkward and she'll just thinking about me and it's just weird. But this is how I know I was sitting at the right place at the right time when I met my wife. I was sitting there filling out my discharge papers after my 2-week inpatient stay for bipolar. And I'm sitting there filling out the paperwork, and I started flirting with the nurse, and I looked over and I go, hey, you ever take your work home with you? And she married me. Like, how awesome is that? I married a psych nurse. Yeah, it's like in-home care without the copay. It's fantastic. Deductible's a little bit of a bitch, but that's okay. She came to my shows and she heard me doing those jokes, right? And we're driving home and she is just bitching at me left and right. She's like, I can't believe you tell all our business on stage. Why do you have to tell everybody everything? And I said, well, honey, maybe you should have signed a HIPAA instead of a prenup and we wouldn't even be having this conversation. You guys have been a lot of fun. Thanks a lot.